Good evening. Good evening. Wasn't sure if I would go live because apparently Twitch is experiencing issues, but we'll see how long it can go. So, hello there. I am Max Porter, and by day I am the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream host, and various other things at City State Entertainment. But this evening, as with many evenings, I am but a humble dungeon master, preparing material for my players, and tonight I am working on most likely the Wildlands campaign, a couple of different things. So one thing that has occurred is I've been working on some dreams. So I wrote up this description, and the reason I wrote up the description of this dream, including this entire little poem, chant, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, this sonnet, the reason I have written this whole thing up, including the sonnet, is because I don't want to be saying in the moment. I think that's probably wouldn't want to write up an entire description for everything that I think the players are going to come across, because I think you lose a lot of the spontaneity and the in-the-moment ideas that that you can come up with otherwise, and it can be too stilted. But I think for a dream, I think I can get away with that. So one thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to experiment with my voice mod system. Is Voice Mod Pro. To see how it sounds with the various dream elements. So I want, so this dream is one that I'm planning to give to the Warlock, and I've been waiting to give people dreams, weird, significant dreams. I've been waiting until something happens in-game that, would trigger a memory or a character, bit of backstory, something like that. So there was, recorded on a video that's up on YouTube, probably still up on Twitch too, a few sessions back, the Dragonborn, Krimfenstall, something happened in-game where this fiery man came, and I gave her a dream, where this fiery sorcerer burned her hometown, even though her hometown actually was flooded. And this turned out to be a really great idea, because it gave the players a sense of this whole plot line and vast forces beyond their control, and triggered a bunch of the backstory from Krim, although there's a whole bunch more still to come out. So I was really happy about that, and I think I want to keep doing it. I have given a dream to the Cleric before as well. So here we are with Voice Mod Pro. So I want this dream. All of this part I will read in my normal voice, or in my not in a modified voice. You dream of smoke. You dream of misty gray shadows. curling up from tapers lit in the dark god's name. You're back in the compound, in the prayer room. Our warlock grew up in a compound with a cult, kind of a large, multi-part building. Dino! Hi there, Dino! Dino, have you ever come by this stream before? Of course I recognize you. How you doing, Dino? Super big welcome to you. You think your speakers are broken? I have to write you a message now. Oh no, welcome to the stream, but oh no, speakers. I hope you get that resolved, Dino. Hopefully Dino comes back when the speakers are fixed. So I was reading the stream. You're back at the compound in the prayer room. You see the all too familiar stones, the worn places where generations of worshippers have walked, letting their tails drag behind them. It's because they're all tieflings. Lo, the dreadful altar, which rises before the steps down to the inner sanctum in the deeper darkness below. You see the scratch marks on the altar, where fingernails of both the willing and the unwilling have scraped. Of course, deeper darkness is a little bit of a reference to a spell. Your vision shifts. You are walking down into the inner sanctum, a place you never dared go. You see a sight you've never seen before, yet it too seems familiar, clicking into place as though so many other memories interlocked to create this sight. And I was trying to go for something really creepy here. Robed figures, hunched, their hoods showing nothing but darkness and the sharp horns pricking out from beneath. They circle a bundle in the middle of the room. Trussed up and tied with black cloth and rope, you can't see exactly what it is, but it's moving, struggling. It's moving, struggling, groaning. But it's moving atop another older altar. Struggling, groaning. Sounds like the altar is now, but that's alright. The black-robed figures circle faster. Every now and then, one leans down and touches the struggling figure, brushing long black nails and red-skinned fingers over it. The groaning rises in pitch, and as if to cover the sound, the circling tieflings begin a chant, led by one whose long, curling, multi-pronged horns rise from their dark hood like a twisted crown. And then there's going to be this chant, and I want to pick a good voice for this. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. So I want this to have impact, but be really easy to hear. So I'm going to turn on... I'm sorry if this causes some echo for you guys.
Yes. That's not going to work.
This is Echo.
Gracious Mother, ruler of the dark, relieve our hearts of light. Place upon us
thy sacred mark, thy sacred mark, thy sacred mark. Lead our steps in eternal night. Temptation calls, we pay the price. Free us of all other sins, deliver us from dying twice. For once we gave our love to kin. From the rain we glean our mana. From the rain we glean our mana. Wreaking death so thou canst feed. Drinking souls from drowned Lagrana. Take us, fill us, the dark thy need. Let us now delight your will. Come now, go now, we make the kill. And then maybe something like, they reach out. They reach out and touch with trembling fingers the bundle that must be a person. And then you wake up. I'm not so into the full-on gross out if I can achieve the eeriness that that implied violence can have. So the cave sounded pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that all the way through. I don't really know what else I would go with, actually. This would be probably too weird.
Gracious Mother, ruler of the dark.
Yeah, see, that's... I'm gonna save that for something like, you know, a demon or a dark angel or a god or something. I think the echo might be the best thing. Now, from the rain we glean our mana. When I say that out loud, that's not going to mean anything to the players. They're going to be like, from the rain? Okay. But of course it's a reference to the cleansing rain, which they have never heard of, but maybe that's okay. Oh, this looks fun. What's this?
This is the Titan voice. That's fun. This is the Titan voice. This is...
Alright. That's interesting. I wonder what this would do.
Is my voice really deep? Is my voice really deep? Cow, now, brown cow. That's pretty hard to understand.
So, I kind of like that one. Just because of how grungy that is. So another voice that I needed is... So... Dream, I'll say Equitus's dream. Equitus's dream. Oh man, I think Beanle had to go. That's a bummer. Echo for chant. And so this one, so one of the characters is a Circle of Spores druid. The experimental druid subclass. Excuse me. And so she's like drawn herself like with half mushrooms, and she says they talk to her and control her. And I'm like, well, what's that going to sound like? Of course, it could be ghostly and ethereal, or it could be something really deep and dirty and grungy, which somehow seems more appropriate for talking fungus in your brain. But I wonder what ethereal and ghostly would be like. Let's try something.
Find the path.
Nah. How about... This is interesting.
Find the path. Ooh, that does sound good. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Gracious Mother, ruler of the dark, relieve our hearts of light. Place upon us thy sacred mark. Lead our steps in eternal night. Our steps in eternal night. That's pretty good. Lead our steps in eternal night. Steps in eternal night.
Pretty similar. Actually, you know what would be also be good? Is if I had a kind of a crowd one. I guess if it just like replayed my voice over me. I don't see something looking like that though. But by making it sound like I was multiple people, that would be pretty ideal. But I don't see anything like that. So, oh well. I'm pretty happy with both Cathedral and Cave. Basically, Cathedral seems like it's just light. It's Cave light. A little bit less echoey. Alright, so how about for Fungus? Pretty good. It's weird. And possibly unexpected, which I like. Nah. Cool. What's this?
This is the blog's voice. This is the blog's voice.
Whatever. Just for funsies, I should see what my evil prayer sounds like with just some ridiculous auto-tune.
Gracious Mother, ruler of the dark.
No. No.
Gracious Mother, ruler of the dark, relieve our hearts of light. Place upon us thy sacred mark. Lead our steps in eternal night. Eternal night. Eternal.
No, it's not the right mood.
This is the ogre voice.
Does sound like an ogre.
This is the possessed voice. Possessed voice.
That's pretty freaking good, too. Okay. So I picked some voices there. Ooh.
Student Hall.
Alright. So I've picked out my couple of voices there. Perhaps Dream. Actually, what I need to do is make a note to myself. Turn on cave voice. Make that italics. And then, of course, with Cordy, the druid, it could be a waking dream. I don't even know what it's going to say yet, but it'll be turn on zombie voice. Alright. And I've got others if I need them. Let me check my notes here. I am. Alright, so I think I kind of changed my mind about what I want to work on. I'm not really... I mean, I'm pretty happy with this encounter, which is what I was thinking of doing. It's pretty well set up. I could make a few more traps, just so I'm not BSing later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a pretty good encounter. There are plenty of opportunities to oh. Okay. There are plenty of opportunities to figure out what's going on and maybe do something about it. But it is a very, very dangerous encounter. And not one that will be easily won. I am letting the players prepare. I'm going to let them know. I mean, they know there's an encounter coming. I don't really feel a need to take away that preparation time. But I'm going to describe the big piles, the heaped up piles of snow towering on either side, looming from the cliff, from the mountain sides. That should be good. Because then the avalanche will happen. That'll be fine. Alright, I think I'm super happy with this encounter. I've got a whole design for Arkney. I should probably review that. I should make sure that I read my notes. So this is downtown Arkney. And I was sort of wondering, it's not really big enough. Because Arkney should be a fairly large town. I should probably change this map out. I've grown really attached to this map by Hero339 on DeviantArt. But I was kind of thinking, even though I have this one all set up and everything, it's not really big enough. And yeah, I can say, like, we're just going to focus on the downtown area because that's where everything interesting is. But it's also, like, less impactful, and it's wrongly orientated because the water should be on the north side or the west side. And I think it's going to lose some impact because the players have all been in this small town, Toreen, and Arkney's supposed to be bigger. But that's not significantly bigger than this. Hardly at all, if at all. So I really want there to be an impact of coming to the bigger town. And I think for that purpose alone, it's going to be worth it to me to change out the town map. Oh well. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm looking for another town map. I've got all these saved. Hopefully all with credit to the artist. These are mostly encounter maps. know I have this somewhere. This might not be the most gripping stream of all time. But, you know. Here we go. Town images with credits. So how's this one? Oh, that's pretty great. It's significantly bigger. It's not huge. Of course, it is labeled with this. And stuff in Italian. Which I could edit out, or just cover up that part, but still credit to Adras on DeviantArt. That'd be pretty good. Has the water on the correct side. That's a pretty big town, though. That might be even too big. Like, if this is the library, maybe this is the library. It's a temple. So maybe this is the library and this is the governor's building. That's a pretty big town, though. Come to think of it. It's got this whole harbor. Very beautiful map by Adras. This is the one I've already got? No. This is by Hero 339, but it's different. I don't know. Oh, this is pretty good. This is by Airy, who has a Patreon. That's not significantly bigger than Taurine, is it? That would have been a good Taurine if Taurine was on a lake, too. Very beautiful. It's not significantly bigger. So it's either stick with this, which I've already got all set up, and I just say, this is downtown Arkney. And it's kind of big and scattered. And the players just kind of take that on faith, but I think we lose a lot of the impact. Or I go with that one that might be a little too big, because this is a whole. This is not a town. This is a city. This is a city. They've got a friggin' lighthouse. It is a big lake. It is a big sort of inner sea. Inland sea, sorry. This is too big. I gotta save this. That's gigantic. I mean, I could have them go, you know, oh yes, you've arrived at the big city. And we could do that. What are my notes on Arkney? Let's see. The Library of Ibu Gruger, located in the small town of Arkney. I wrote all this up when I wasn't playing any campaigns. And a lot of the campaign has been kind of... I didn't want to start them in Arkney, for whatever reason. I guess because I thought it would be a cool place to go. Alright, I've got all these characters. Including Grimslag, because I added that. Due to the request of a lovely viewer to be put into the game. Root door. I mean, these are all people at the library. Then I've got some random people in town. Emmond, Governor of Arkney. Well, from the description, even though it has a governor, Arkney had kind of been becoming the town larger than Torine. The Tasty Quest. And the Steel Arms. Oh, damn. I did not remember this story point. This is a place for Kront to be drawn to. Whoa! Oh, man. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing. Oh, holy crap. That's a big story event right there. House of Haggis. Oops. What's the House of Haggis? Did I put that in there without actually... There we go. Clothing shop. Zebed Riki. Okay. One way that I could make it feel a little bit bigger is I could put a lot more labels on. So there's a lot more places that they know they can go. I mean, that's part of the whole kind of gradually rising drama that I want to build at the game, in the game, is they just kind of naturally find bigger monsters. Yeah, so without changing the map, I could make it feel bigger. And I'll be like, this is downtown Arkney. There's more that's scattered, you know, residential buildings around. But those are probably going to be of less interest than this section. And also it's flipped around. I wonder, how bad would it look if I just flipped the map around? Oh. Well... the shadows and angle just look weird. Sort of. Yeah. I'll just have to put a compass that's upside down on here. I've gotten so attached to this being Arkney, you know. I don't think I'm going to be able to let go of that. In my own brain. Alright, so to make this feel bigger, I need to make up a whole bunch of store names. So let's go to fantasy name generators. I love this website. Alright, and we're going to go to places. It's going to be shops. Shop and business names. Okay. Should I set up a window? Yeah, hang on. I'll set up a window so that you folks can see this too. And I can have it on a different monitor. Or I would if this was gonna let me. Sorry, I recently switched systems. And I'm a little less familiar with this one. Well, I'll have to figure that out later. Alright. Guess we're all just gonna have to deal. So the governor's not at the library. That's silly. Scribe, student, school teacher? Sure. Okay. All right. This is interesting. Oh yeah, this is my little bit of story that I put. The smell of pigs. Ubben Tower, 1108. Did I list that? Holy crap. All the stuff I did that I forgot about. Where's 1108? This 11, oh, this is Ubben Tower. Okay. What a weird name. Ubben Tower. Who came up with that? I don't know anything about it. Yet. Town events. All right, that was. I think I hit on the right thing to do in Turin with the giving everybody an intrigue. I certainly put some into the library here. I got extensive stuff on every character in the library, including their motivations. So that's good. What do you call a midwifery? Is that like... And these are clearly abandoned buildings here. Alright, let's see. What do we got? I need a name for... the midwifery. I don't know. Does that need a name? The birthing stool. Alright, I'm just gonna pick a building here. How big is this text? That's huge. How big is this text? Okay. See, it's a small map. But I'm going to make it feel big by adding... Whoa. What just happened? Adding lots of little names of places. An astrologist. He could have a name. The Educated Mouse. The Amusing Expedition. The Watching Peanut Garage. What? Okay, where is he gonna be? Maybe he's taking over one of these ruined buildings, and the reason there's all these holes in the roof is because the astrologer is staring at the stars through the holes. It's kind of interesting. Or maybe the astrologer is in the building by the governor's mansion, giving him advice. Although I don't think Emmond, the business-minded governor, is really one for that. So I'm going to go ahead and say... yeah. The Educated Mouse. No. Stars and signs. Something that actually describes it. It's a little too weird. The Library of Ibugruger. Then we have... Okay, so... Stars and signs. I couldn't come up with anything good. Craftsman. What does a craftsman do? Hand tools, power tools, and machinery. Jack of all trades. Okay. So, this guy's going to be a jack of all trades craftsman. He has a shop on the main drag here. Kind of a handyman. I do like the rare bite outfitter. I'm going to use that. The rare bite outfitter. Obviously, he's more than a fishmonger now. The rare bite outfitter. Alright. Craftsman. Alright, what's the handyman's business name? Oh man, should there be a bookstore in a place where there's this giant library? Doesn't seem like a good idea. Something with a monkey would be good. Oh, just a Muta. So that's the guy's name. Or, Manic Monkey. The Roofer. You'd think that a roofer, if there's a roofer in town, they might get hired to fix up these places. Actually, maybe that's where I should put it. Come to think of it. Margil's Roofing. Cool. I don't think I need to put the name in there, do I? I suppose. Alright. The barber. I definitely want to put a barber in here. So, where are they going to be? Maybe right down here at the waterfront. Does it need a fancy name? Best cut barber. Sometimes simple is good. Although if I come up with something funny, it'd be funny. That'd be funny, and that's a goal in and of itself. The Shady Barber, the Invisible Barber. That's okay. Best cut. Quoxon suggests some kind of otherworldly creature to me. Maybe some kind of elemental being. One old detective. Okay, I should be able to come up with a good name for a detective agency. Something to do with eyes, probably. Wear hair. That's good. That's funny. I'm using that instead. Best cut. That's boring. Well, you know what? I'll leave it. I'll call it All Eyes. The All Eyes Detective Agency. What is this building going to be? That's another significant building, like large. For some reason I really want this to be it. So one of the reasons that I want to do this is that in terrain, I had this idea that I actually left it almost completely blank. I didn't have all these names when the players first went there. And as they went to different buildings or looked around on the street, and I said they saw this and that sign, I was like, I put it onto the map. That was cool. But what happened is they found like a couple of stores, and they were like, well, and then when we went back to play, in following weeks, we went back to Turin, and they were like, well, I guess these 3 places are the only things to, look at in town. And they didn't want to explore beyond that, and I couldn't tell them, like, no, go explore, look around, like, because then it's just weird, and it's like I'm prodding them to do something. I mean, I could have, and, but it wouldn't have improved the game. So I think it was best not to, and just take the lesson that, players, if they're willing to engage, then give them something to engage with, and don't try and force them to find the thing to engage with. That was the lesson. What does Dr. Joran for the next one? The confused growth. Ooh, the crafty quill. I like that. I like that. Where's that scribe? They're going to want to know where they can buy potions and such like. I've got the steel arms blacksmith. But we'll see. Alright, I can't think of anything else. The something cure. Could be creepy, the quiet cure. But how about just Dr. Joran? Would he be in this central location? Probably not. Probably more like off to the side here. Okay. Dr. Joran. Alright. Papiti the Linguist. Alright, the crafty quill linguist? Sure. Sure, why not? How about right here? Right next to the library. The crafty quill. Probably drives the head librarian crazy that they're right next door. Why not? House of Haggis, I think I have to say clothing store. How about just House of Haggis clothing? Cool. The crafty quill. Alright. So that's all well and good. But I created all this before the tasty quest. Where's the tasty quest? Did I not put the tasty quest on here? That's such a great name. The tasty quest. Oh man, that's such a great name. So most of this, I Heartsies. Oh, I should put that on. Hearts is these are the docks. Alright, I've got a lot more places for them to, like, automatically go. So it's starting to feel a little larger. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I think this is gonna have a good impact. The Dreaming Pantheon. So I created this town before I knew about Kassoon.com's amazing town generator. So I'm just going to use that. For example, they need the tavern, the Angry Glass. General store, the Father's Armchair. Well, I can't go wrong with Hallowell Cottage. Hallowell Cottage. Map? What's this now? Oh my god, they have this on here too? Kassoon.com is amazing. amazing. Just a stunner. Look at that. I could save that image. Ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome. Let me just grab that. Alright. I'm gonna label everything in order to make it all feel bigger and like they can go anywhere. I could keep saying to myself, I gotta keep reminding myself, like, these are new players in D&D, you know, for the most part. They just aren't familiar with the idea that they can go anywhere and do anything. That sticks over, which is ugly. Not sure that I care, though. Alright. Oh my god, Cassoon.com. You are so cool. Let's try this again. The Barking Alehouse. That's pretty great. Man, not a lot of quests and... Oh wait, here's a different thing for quests and rumors. That's pretty great. Jeez. I did have a different tavern generator that I liked, that I can grab. Oh, here's a jeweler. Ida's Stream. Ida's Stream? That's a really weird name for a store. I'm just gonna go ahead and just go nuts with this stuff. Probably going a little overboard here. With, like, labeling all the random cottages. But I think it feels right. I think I copied a little too much there. Alright. I might need to just take Arkney and put it in its own document instead of being in my general notes here. Where am I putting this tavern? Here? Here? Alright, come on, Cassoon. Give me a cool tavern. The Barking Alehouse. I do have a tavern generator. Let's check that. Oh no, this isn't working. N-World just upgraded their stuff. It's a bummer. The Sleepy Meadery. It's a good name. You can have such weirder tavern names, though. See, Ida's Gems is better than Ida's Stream by a lot. By a lot. Let's try, tavern name generator. Huh? The mixed toad, the iron stew, the mellow eel. Ooh, that's good. That's good. The goofy trout, the infamous whale, the intelligent chick, the aromatic ducks, the quacking lute, the imaginary guinea pig pub. The lethal cushion inn. Don't sit down in there. The Mellow Eel Tavern. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The Marvelous Beard. Alright, and then I'll take, just grab all that info. Mellow Eel Tavern. Cool. I'll have to figure him out. Alright, what else you got for me? Why isn't it working anymore? Well, working too hard. Alright, so since that's not working, medieval trade, clothing description, medieval job, trade, guild name. There's a generator in here for like medieval jobs that I really love. That's where I got this list. Like NPCs and their like just tradespeople. Tribe, tribal, treaty, tool, title, time period, throne. Medicine names, that's interesting. Huh. Description generators. Other. Medieval name, medieval clothing. So none of those. Shop and business. It's like the shop and business. But that's what I've been looking at. I don't really know what the last lemon is. The Quiet Star. Oh, that would be maybe better than Stars and Signs. That's fine. The Haunting Face Potions. Sure. The Defiant Radio Travel Agent. These could be the stables. Although this is a little more that shape, it has these bushes in front of it. Just go with it. Interesting things will happen. The Haunting Face Potions. Haunted. The Haunted Hippo. That's just weird. There was another knitting one that I really liked. Imagine It. That was it. I'm putting that on here. Nobody can stop me. But I need names and people for these things. Look, this place figured it out. Okay. So imagine knit. Oh, here, alchemist. I think the haunted horse potions. Haunted horse. Wait. Disappeared. It's weird. Toil and path? What? Toil and trouble. What rhymes with trouble? Bubble. Maybe I should just go with boil and bubble, because I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna need to put this whole town in its own document. I will do that off the stream though. Okay, don't do that. Oh, wow. Oh man, I can just... That's a dangerous discovery. That's happening. Maybe I'll just go with boil and bubble. Boil and bubble potions. That's good. The marvelous gems, jewels, and jade. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I'll make that this tall building here. Oh boy, they have magical items. Yeah, that seems right. That seems right. Oops. I'm gonna put this here. Oh boy. I love you, Kassoon.com. You make being a dungeon master easier. Oops. Gems, jewels, and jade. Excellent. Enchanter. The Traveler's Path. Actually, that kind of sounds like a stables to me. But that one just reminds me. Looking at stables. You know what? Fine. Alright. Taking that. Random stuff at the general store sounds good. Can't go wrong with more general stores. Maybe it's over here. Although this is kind of our little market square. Maybe it's this big building. It's a little overwhelming with all this text on here, and I kind of like that, actually. Again, I'm looking for that impact of like, whoa, this is very different. A different feel from Toreen. So we'll just grab the small cottage. Horcus Porcus. That's a pretty hilarious name. Cottage. I'll add some intrigue to these places later, because that is deserving of some intrigue for sure. Porcus house. Yeah. Yeah, change this music. Did I, when I was typing, did I get rid of the tab? There we go. Wait, what? Gasp, it's vanished. Yep, I did something weird. Well, can't change it now, so I'll figure that out later. Alright. Did I use all of these except the blacksmith? And the tavern. There could be more than one tavern here. Just down the street from each other. Hefty competition. Maybe this is less of a tavern and more of a hostel. I'll call this Clayton's Lodge. So they're kind of in competition, but not completely. It's a logic house. Cool. The Leering Hammer. Alchemist, Fortune's Remedies. Jeweler, the Enchanter. I'm gonna name every building on here. Maybe. I'll get through as much as I can. Uh-oh. A player's coming on. Checking something out in the campaign. Who knows what? Hugolina Darlington. Can't go wrong with more general stores, honestly. This could be the Enchanter's house. Just don't like the world's power. Is the problem. The something power. Planar power. Enchanter. Cool. Change that name, and this has been a long stream. I hope there was some good stuff in there for people. Thank you to people who popped in. Thanks to anyone who watches this later. Thanks for hanging out. I will be streaming tomorrow evening for Blades in the Dark. So that should be fun. Then I'll be probably using this town map on Sunday evening instead of Saturday evening. Sunday evening for the Wildlands D&D campaign. So until then, folks, have a good one, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.